Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Kemisha and my YouTube channel's name is Kemi256, and on my YouTube channel I share with you my journey working as a housemaid in Saudi Arabia. For the old subscribers, thank you once again for clicking on my video, and if you're new on my channel, please consider subscribing so that you can be notified every time I upload a video about my journey. So today guys, I'm going to be telling you the habits that you shouldn't bring in an Arab home, or the behaviors that you shouldn't have in an Arab home. My number one, fighting/beating. I'll use beating on kids. In Uganda, we have a proverb that goes, Omwana akuzibwa kyalo, and in English, it's a child is raised by a village. Whereby if I find my friend's child doing a mistake or misbehaving, I'm permitted to discipline that child. That is in Africa, in Uganda. Though now it's kind of fading. Don't use that proverb in Saudi Arabia on your boss's kids, because he or she has made a mistake and you think you have a right to beat her or him. The proverb may turn against you, may turn around you, squeeze you, and turn into a housemaid is beaten by the entire house. And that will be by the Lord's grace if you don't get killed. I remember in 2020, that's in December, my boss's kid came and told me that Kemi, come and clean my room. So I told her, I'm not going to clean your room because I still have the sitting room, I still have your brother's room, I still have the toilets and the kitchen. She went straight to her mother and told her mother that I said I don't want to clean her room, that I'm doing nothing. So that very moment, my Wi-Fi went off. My Wi-Fi went off for 7 months. They only wanted to give it to me back when I was about to finish my contract, so that I could consider signing another one or renewing, what we call renewing. So guys, I would not advise you to beat the kids of your bosses, because you're not permitted to do so. So don't do it. Then when it comes to fighting, in Uganda, sometimes when a maid is beaten, she also fights with her madam. That's because you are in the same country, you're the same people, you're near home. Don't try it in Saudi Arabia. Let me be honest with you, if your madam even pulls out your eye, plucks it out from the socket, she'll still win the case. Trust me or not. We have had very many people who have died. We have seen people being strangled on videos. But the end, the case gets lost. You'll never know where it has ended. So don't do it. If she beats you, try to report to the office. If the office does not help, then I think the Lord will just help. Just pray it is not like a permanent thing, like being beaten every time. Don't fight your madam. You end up in the prison for 5 years. Habit number 2, seduction. If you really have the habit of seducing other people's husbands, other people's brothers, other people's friends, like male, if you're a female working in Saudi Arabia, don't seduce your madam's husband. Don't try it, because of all the people that I've heard that have tried that act, no one is alive. Whoever is caught is killed. Trust me. Unless if you run out of her hands, like you get stronger than her and get out of her hands, and that's by God's grace, then you should be thanking God with you the rest of your life. But you can't survive as long as you're caught red-handed with her husband. So if you have that habit of seducing, by the time you are at the airport, drop that habit there. You pick it and take it back at your home. When you're coming back, you're traveling back to your country, just leave it there. The third one is stealing. I know some will say, it's also stealing just bad. Okay, let's not talk about food this time. Let's talk about money. Let's talk about jewelries. Some people see jewelries like the necklaces, the watches, and you're like, oh my God, this is very beautiful. And you don't consider the cameras. Are there cameras? Or are they not there? You end up taking your boss's jewelries, and the camera captures you. You see the money, you see like 5,000 riyals. You're like, oh my God, I work for this for a year. Why won't I steal it and add it on mine? There will be a camera. Maybe she has just put that money there to see if you're a thief. So that camera will capture you, and she'll use that footage at the police and tell them, you see, she steals my money. And the moment she knows that you keep your money in her house, she will use that footage and tell the police, you know, she has been stealing my money. She also has another money that she stole, and they'll take your money that you've really hard worked for. So don't try to steal. Be contented with what you have, no matter how small it is. Slowly by slowly makes a journey. You get the money. You get the money, trust me. Don't steal your boss's money. She will use that footage at the police to take what you've worked for. Don't steal your boss's money. Other habit that you shouldn't do in an Arab home is taking photos of the house or the kids. So I remember the very first month, the very first day I reported, I stepped in the home like that. My boss, who brought me, I was going to work for the mother, but she was near with the mother because my madam was on the upper stairs and her mom was down. My madam told me, Letitia, don't you ever dare in your entire life take photos of my kids. Don't ever. I don't want my kids in your phones. I don't want you posting my kids. I don't want you to take photos with my kids. And that was really a very beautiful girl. She used to love me very much, so she would want us to take photos. But I just allowed her to take photos using her own phone, not my phone. Don't take your boss's kids' photos if you're not permitted. If you're not granted that permission, don't do it. You bring yourself problems, lots of problems. Maybe if you allowed, like, you know, like there's this beautiful girl on TikTok, Phoebe. Check out Phoebe's videos. She has some boy, the boss's son. I think she's allowed because you also watch her videos. So if you really have bosses who allow you to take pics with their kids, well, thank God. But if you're not granted, don't do it. Don't do it. Then wearing your boss's clothes. That's a habit that I've really seen in very many people. I was once on TikTok and I saw a girl wearing the boss's uniform, the army uniform. My dear, you get your own uniform, or you have your own uniform. As a housemaid, your job is to keep cleanliness in the house, not to keep law and order. Because you see, you end up losing if you're in your life. You may bring your boss problems. I saw that girl in a uniform, full combat of the Saudi army, and she was dancing, but not thinking about her life. You might be arrested. Are you an officer in Saudi Arabia, or you are a maid? Don't do that. You see your boss's shoes, you want to wear them, take pictures. You go to clean her room, you sleep on the bed. This is not your bed. Work hard for it. Work hard for it. You'll get it. Stop sleeping on your boss's beds when you go to clean. That's a very bad habit. And I also don't think that you would want your maid to sleep on your bed where you sleep with your husband, even if you don't sleep with your husband there. But it's really very bad. If you've gone to clean the room, clean your room. Sleep on your bed. Clean her room. If you want to sleep on your bed. If you are not offered a bed, then my dear, sorry, just work. You get yours. The other habit I would not advise you to bring in an Arab home is the dressing code. I know in Africa, like in Uganda, we dress the way we want. You can dress mini skirt, mini dress, the tight trousers, the leggings, the way you want to dress. But just remember, you're in an Arab country, the Arab world, where there's Sharia law. There is no home in Saudi Arabia where a maid is accepted, is granted a right to dress mini, because they think you're going to attract their brothers, their husbands, their friends. They don't want that. They don't want that. So guys, change your dressing code. If you really have those kinds of dresses, you can bring them just like to take photos, post on your WhatsApp, Facebook, you know, to remind you we're home. So guys, don't dress those dresses in front of your bosses, most especially the male bosses. Don't do it, because you bring yourself problems. Stop those habits. Dress the way you want in your room, and dress decently the way they want in front of them. Another habit, the gloomy face. If you really have that gloomy face and you're still in Uganda, be working on it. Or in Kenya, work on it. Try to put a smile on your face, because these people, they love people who smile. I remember asking my boss one time, why do you guys love Ugandans? And she was like, Ugandans, they're always happy. And when you're happy, you also make me happy. So guys, if you have that habit of getting annoyed whenever they call you, whenever they send you something, try to put a smile. Try to put a smile, because if you get annoyed, you're affecting your health life. If you get annoyed, you're scaring people. So try to change. Put a smile. No situation in this world is permanent. You get tired, you get sick, you're given only Panadol. Just be patient. Pray to God, as long as you're alive. You one day go back to your home and look in the mirror and smile and see what you've worked for. Trust me. So guys, those are the habits that I was thinking that none of the housemates should be bringing in an Arab home. So let me know in the comment section what you think about these habits. You can also add your own habits that you think a housemate shouldn't be bringing or shouldn't be having in an Arab home. See you in the next video. I love you, and don't forget to subscribe to be notified whenever I upload a video.